Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I am here for Thermoweb today, and I wanted to show you how I made this fall layout using the Deco Foil Amber watercolor foils to create a faux paint swipe and some faux stitched die cut leaves. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab some Kraft Deco Foil foam adhesive. It's a thin double-sided foam adhesive that you can run through your manual die cut machine. I am using a plate there so that it cuts through all the layers really nicely and it will make the die cut nice and clean. I'm using two different sets of Poppy Stamps dies, the maple stitch leaves and the oak stitch leaves. And I'm just going to run this through my Sizzix machine that will die cut the foam for me. And again, this is a double-sided adhesive, so there is a protective layer on the top and the bottom. I'll probably just use a paper piercer to poke out those foam shapes. So I'm going to use some Memory Runner XL to adhere the pattern paper and my photo strips down to a 12 by 12 piece of Kraft cardstock that I've already printed my journaling on, which is just a list of my fall favorite things. Then I'm going to lay these foam leaves down on the layout and figure out where I want them. I'll peel the backing off and lay these down on the layout. And this is the way to do this that makes sure that you don't get them really out of shape. Because if you try and peel the top off and put the foil on and then put it on your layout, you're going to mess with it a lot. It's going to be pulled around a lot, and so it may get really out of shape. So I like to adhere it down to the layout first, and then you can see that I am rubbing the foil over that adhesive leaf, and I'm just going to keep rubbing it until it adheres. Sometimes, depending on how sticky your piece is, it may take a little bit more rubbing than you're used to, and some may come off really easily. It just kind of depends on how old your foam is, your foils are, all those kinds of things. So now you can see that the foil has adhered to the die cut leaf there, and so I'm going to work on the next one. And if you have trouble getting those top protective layers off, you can grab a piece of just a pair of tweezers, and that will help you get up one of the edges. Basically, because these leaves are, the dies have stitching on them as well, it really presses the edges together, and so it was hard for me to get them up without the tweezers. So again, I'm going to place my foil down on top of that adhesive there. I'm going to use the color side facing me, and then I'm just going to rub it until it releases and it's adhered. I'm going to use a little bit more Memory Runner XL and just add a few more strips of pattern paper and a saying. This collection is from Jillibean Soup, and so I'm going to add some stickers from the same Farmhouse Stew collection. Then I'm going to grab a Thermoweb 3D Zot. It's my favorite way to adhere little stickers and things and pop them up, just to add a little bit more dimension. We have some with that foam there, but I just wanted another item that was going to be popped up. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm taking a piece of the backing and just pressing down on the nib of the adhesive pen just to make sure the pen is flowing, and then I'm just rubbing it back and forth off the edge of the layout there, and you can see it makes it looks like a paint swipe. Now, to get full coverage from your adhesive pen and your foils, you'd want to run it through your laminator or through your manual die cut machine, but because I wanted to do this on the 12 by 12 background, I couldn't do either of those. So what I decided to do was grab my bone folder and just really keep rubbing and pressing hard. Think about it, you have to do the type of pressure that you're getting from a die cut machine, so it's a lot of pressure. But the great part about doing it this way is you get that sort of distressed paint swipe look or a dry brush look, which is kind of what I was going for this layout anyway. And then that little paint swipe is the place that I'm going to put part of my title. So I'm just going to use some stickers to spell out the word favorites right on top of that together we have it all piece of pattern paper. And then once that word is spelled out, I'm going to grab some larger stickers. Again, these are from Jillibean Soup as well. The small ones are from the Farmhouse Stew collection, and the large ones that I'm going to bring in a second are from the Alpha Beans collection. And the thing that I like about using foiled elements is that it really brings the eye around the page, makes sure there's some sparkle and shine to your page, which I love. And if you use the same foil color, then it kind of ties the whole theme of the layout, which is fall, into a really nice complete look. So you can see there that I made a little bit of a mistake and I had to move them around, and it was fine. I decided to go with red stickers instead. It didn't pull up any of the foil color. I didn't have them on that long and I didn't press down on them, but still I was really happy that I was able to pull those up and not mess up my foiled paint swipe there. And then I decided I wanted to add one more leaf because, again, I'm going for that look of the amber watercolor foil throughout the page, and I just wanted to make sure that every spot kind of on that angle, so I'm making that diagonal line across the page, has a little bit of the amber watercolor. The great thing about the watercolor foils is that it has several colors in one sheet, and you can see that watercolor look to it. And all of those colors, it's like a gold and then kind of an amber and then maybe even a brownish color. They're all perfect for fall. The next thing I'm going to do is use the Kraft Deco Foil liquid adhesive. I have put it in this other bottle because I wanted very, very tiny dots, and I wanted them to be round like enamel dots, and I'm going to foil those in the same amber watercolor foil as well. So I put it in this other bottle that has this very, very fine tip, but the tip that comes on the actual bottle of Deco Foil liquid adhesive is great too. You could totally do that just with that tip. So you can see that they're white right now. When they're dry, they'll be clear, and that's when you know they're ready to be foiled. So once they're clear, you're going to do it the same exact way. Just lay the foil on top and rub until you adhere the foil down to the adhesive. And I just really like the look of those. They're kind of like epoxy dots, only foiled, and they're super cheap because you're making a million of them out of one bottle. So this is just another way to add some foiling to your layouts. Very simple and easy to do, and only really takes as long as it takes for the liquid adhesive to dry, which can be up to an hour just depending on how thick you put it down, how big your droplet is, and sometimes I let them dry overnight for that reason if I have enough time to do so. And that completes my layout. I have a faux paint swipe, I have some faux epoxy dots, and I have some faux stitched foiled leaves as well. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope that you'll use some of these techniques on your next fall layout. And if you're interested in the products that I use, just look down below. They will all be there. So happy fall. Have a great day.